Hello and welcome to this how-to video for Instant ID. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to import data from a CSV or ASCII text file into Instant ID. Before the data can be imported, you must first have a table within the default database connected to your workflow. For advice creating tables within the default database, please refer to the Database Configuration How-To video. On my home screen, I have a workflow which is connected to a table within the default database. If I search the table connected to the workflow, you can see that there are no records. To access the CSV and ASCII data import screen, click on the gear icon, Tools, and click on Records. I'm going to begin by importing data from a CSV file. If I open the CSV file, you can see that it has a header row containing the column names. The header row is required when importing data into Instant ID. The file also contains 15 records. Within the data import screen, click on the Create button to create a new import configuration. Give the configuration a name. Select the file type from the drop-down list. Browse to and select your CSV file. Then select the table within the default database that you wish to import the data to. Then click on the Import button. Instant ID has read the header row of the CSV data file and displays the column names. Connect the columns in the CSV data file with the fields in the default database table and click Save. For each import configuration, you have 4 icons. The first icon is used to edit the configuration. The second icon is used to carry out a data import. The third icon displays a summary and details of previous data imports. And the last icon can be used to delete a configuration. I'm now going to use my configuration to import the data, so I click on the import icon, I select Choose File, browse to my CSV file and click Import. I'm provided with a summary of the import. In this case, 15 records were processed, 15 records were imported, and there were 0 failures. If I now search the table connected to the workflow, I can see the 15 records that were imported. I'm now going to import data from an ASCII text file. In this case, it is a comma-separated text file containing a header row and 15 rows of data. In the data import screen, I click on Create to create a new configuration. Give the configuration a name. I select ASCII text from the file type drop-down list, and in this case I select comma as the delimiter. I browse to my text file, select the table I wish to import the data to, and I click Import. I then connect the columns in the text file to the fields in the table, and I click on the Import icon, choose File, select my text file and click Import. All 15 records were imported successfully. Next, I'm going to import data from a tab delimited text file where the data is separated by tabs. Again, there's a header row and 15 records. In the data import screen, I click on Create, give the configuration a name, select ASCII text from the drop-down list, and this time I select tab as the delimiter. I then browse to my text file, select the table to import the data to, and click Import. Then I connect the column names to the fields in the table. I then click on the import icon, choose File, browse to my text file, and click Import. All 15 records were imported successfully. If the data file is not configured correctly, it can cause problems when importing the data into Instant ID. In this following example, this text file does not have a header row containing the column names. When I create an import configuration for this data file and import the file, the first row of data is used as the header row because there is no header row in the data file. If I were to import this data file using this configuration, this first row of data would not be imported. If I attempt to import this data file using a configuration I have created previously, which was configured with a data file that had a header row, I would have the following error. This is because this configuration is looking for the following column names in the data file. In this second example, I'm going to import data from a tab delimited text file. I select the import button, choose File, browse to my text file, and click Import. Looking at the import summary, one record failed to import. If I click on the import history icon and click on the I symbol for the import I have just carried out, I am provided with further details regarding the record that failed to import. In this case, the problem is with record number 8 in the data file, and the reason for the failed import is because the number of columns for that record do not match the import configuration. If I open the data file and view record number 8, there does not appear to be anything wrong with the record. However, if you open the data file using a text editing tool, which allows you to view white space and tabs, you can see that record number 8 has an additional tab at the end. If I delete the additional tab, save the changes to the data file, I am then able to import the data file, including record number 8. In this next example, I'm going to import data from a CSV file. I click on the Import button, choose my file, and click Import. Of the 75 records in this data file, one failed to import. Looking at the history details for the import, I can see that the problem is with record number 75, and the reason for the failure is the same. The number of columns for this record do not match the import configuration. If I open the data file and view the 75th record, I can see that the separator character for two of the data values is a semicolon rather than a comma. I change the semicolon to a comma, save the changes to the data file, and when I repeat the import, all 75 records are successfully imported. In this final example, I'm going to import data from a CSV file. Choose my CSV file, import it, and one record has failed to import. Looking at the import history, we can see that the issue is with record number 63. The reason for the failure is a duplicate value in the primary key column. If we look at the import configuration, we can see that the employee ID field in the default table is the primary key field, and it is connected to the ID number column in the CSV data file. So the issue is with record number 63, and in particular the value in the ID number field. Record 63 has the same ID number field value as record number 54. We simply need to change the ID number field value for record 63 to a unique value in order to import this record. For further advice configuring data import files for Instant ID, please refer to the built-in help section. That completes this demonstration. Thank you for watching.